शुक्ला जयपुर वाया कोटा
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
लखनऊ जंक्शन
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ
Hyderabad Bhattacharjya Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दियो
Exciting times indeed. They may tell you that it's a qualifier, but it's not. It's a semi-final. I'm a simple man. I understand simple terms. So therefore, I'll explain it to you simply. It is a semi-final. You win, you play the final on Sunday. You lose, nobody cares about you. A bit like how things are for me on this show. Nobody cares about it. Doesn't matter. I was not here for the last show. Nobody cared. May not be here for the next one. Nobody really cares. But what we care about is today. Hello and welcome to Cricbuzz Live. I'm Gaurav Kapur. With me, Simon Doull and Bhattacharjya, with that little chuckle on the side.
Every day I hold my breath wondering where you're going to go with this. And somehow you bring it back. I don't know how you do it, but you do.
But because the point is, even I don't know where I'm going actually. So, it's easy to come back when you don't know where you're going. That is the saying. I think that Chairman Mao said that.
Or was it Confucius?
That guy too. He's right hand man.
Same guy.
That guy, yeah. All right, well, who the guys playing today? Well, there's two of them. One who's come on the back of a loss, one who's come on the back of a win. It is Hyderabad who played the first qualifier. That was a qualifier. You could even call it a... No, you can't call it a quarterfinal. You have to call that a qualifier.
Yeah, because nobody got knocked out.
That's right. But the next one, which Rajasthan played, that you can call a quarterfinal.
That's right.
There you go. Simple man, simple terms. And Rajasthan, of course, is playing Hyderabad today. Rajasthan beat Bengaluru in that match. KKR, of course, pretty much devastated Hyderabad in that game. And now they're sitting in Chennai, where actually all of them are sitting. But the thing is that there's two teams here who are playing in the heat of the action. And there's one team that's sitting with their feet up, waiting for the kids to sort it out amongst themselves.
Yeah, just have a little play around, and we're just waiting at the park on the big swing. We're on the big. You guys just have a little go on the seesaw, just on the small seesaw. See which way you go.
Yeah.
We're just going to sit back on the big swing and just chug away here and wait for you to come our way. When you want to play in the big boys' park, you come and see us in a couple of days.
Yeah, but they're going to be playing in the same park actually. This one, Chepauk, which what we're told and I've heard. Like stop the press. We're told that there's two things that won't happen here, which usually happen. One is that the pitch will not take too much turn, right? And second, that there will not be any dew. And the third would be that I am not drunk right now.
No, absolutely. Look, just all I'm saying is don't break my heart again. I heard that new no dew story once, and it turned out there was more dew there. They were aquaplaning in the outfield in Ahmedabad. So I'm telling you, don't break my heart again. Don't lie to me. Tell me it's not so.
Yeah, but it's tough to believe though, right? I mean, I know that's the local word coming out of there.
Yeah, and you can only take the groundsman's point of view. I mean, you know what he's done over the last few nights. They put the spray on. They do as much as they can to try and minimise the effect of the dew. And when you listen to Big Bish and Matthew, I reckon that's probably one of the biggest pitch report combinations ever seen.
That's about 13 feet of them.
Yeah, Ian Bishop, Matthew Hayden. When you listen to them do the pitch report, no dew and no turn. I was like, we were sitting there going, hang on a minute, what? Are we at Chennai?
Yeah.
Are we really at Chennai?
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to watch throughout the night whether that is the case or not. If not, then it's not such a big advantage batting second.
There you go. But I mean, more than the dew, even when you talk about the turn, if there is turn, there's distinct advantage for one team because they've got a deadly spin combination and the other one not so much so. I'm of course talking about the Rajasthan Royals. Besides having a deadly spin combination, they've got one guy who's got a PhD on this surface.
Absolutely. PhD in the surface, knows these conditions absolutely well. Took more than 50 wickets for Chennai in these conditions right here. So, I mean, who else can you, better person you can find to have the ball in his hands?
Yeah, and of course the fact that he has actually, unlike the team, Simon, where the team in the last 5 games, well, they won, of course, the eliminator. But before that, 1 rained out, 4 losses. Sanju, Samson kind of falling off a little bit. Yuzi Chahal, not that many. He's been kind of the upswing. And the eliminator, he was brilliant, wasn't he?
Simply superb. Second half of the season's been great. He actually said the other night after the game, the interview, that he'd had a bit of an injury, a bit of a niggle for the first half of the season, was bowling through it. He wasn't expensive. He wasn't going for a lot of runs, just didn't pick up wickets. It was one wicket. He had one wicket after the first 7 games, I think it was. But you just know the capabilities and the fighting qualities of Ashwin, that he's going to get it right. He's going to figure it out. And the fact that he wasn't going for runs was allowing Chahal and others to pick up wickets at the other end as well. So sometimes it's not just about your personal milestones. What are you doing for the team? And he is team.
Yeah, he really is. And today, well, whether due or no due, Ashwin and Chahal will not care because Sanju Samson has won the toss and said that we're going to bowl first. So it's interesting because I don't know after the last game if Pat Cummins had won the toss, would he have chosen to bat first again in a crunch game?
Interesting. But again, if you hear this pitch report, if this pitch report is true, and obviously at this point we can only go with what is out there with us, it's not so bad for SRH. SRH is a team who, if the pitch is good and flat and solid, likes to put that 220, 230. See, you look at it, what's your strong suit? So SRH's strong suit is cute. Like there are a lot of teams who are almost great bowling sides, decent batting sides, almost close. SRH is a rock solid, a great batting side, especially the top order, and a not so great bowling side. So they want to put their first things first.
So here's what happens. SRH, of course, a great batting side. They've really been one of the best in the tournament, or the best in the tournament. Rajasthan has been the most frugal bowling lineup. So it's almost like an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I'm looking forward to this first inning.
Absolutely. And you know, you've given, I don't think you've given the advantage away, but you've allowed, I think, the side in SRH to do what they would probably prefer to do, even though they might not have done it so well in the previous encounter. Through the season, they've been at their best when they've been dominant with the bat up front. And they've blown sides off the park. And their bowlers have clung on in a couple of games, and they've won a couple of games quite comfortably. But, you know, and the other thing is for Hyderabad is their spin bowling is not a great force for them. I mean, it's been poor, to be honest with you. So a wet ball doesn't really take their spinners out of the game because they haven't had spinners.
True. They've got just 13 wickets as spin. I think it's almost 1/3 of what the chart toppers Night Riders have got.
Correct.
Kolkata is 36.
13.
They have 29. Rajasthan is 29.
Yeah, Rajasthan is 29. And there you go. You see the top 4, and those are the deadly spin combinations, right? The Night Riders, of course, Chakravarti and Narayan, Delhi with Akshar and Kuldeep, Rajasthan with Chahal and Ashwin, and Gujarat, which actually a bit of a hamstrung Rashid Khan, who was coming back from injury, and a very inexperienced Noor. They've been not too bad. They've also been double of Hyderabad.
Chennai is a strange.
Chennai surprises me. I just looking at that, Joy.
Strangest number. Just look at Chennai. 14 the spinners. I mean, Chennai on their surface, Ravindra Jadeja, Moeen Ali.
Santner's played a little bit.
Deekshana. Yeah.
14 wickets.
Ravindra's played a couple of games, hasn't bowled a lot, but that surprised me a little bit.
Yeah,
just looking at that, and that's wondering, just one above them. I mean,
they've had a bit of a strange season, but anyway, they're not. Can I tell you a very strange fact, though? I just got this piece of trivia from my friend Nirav, who said that this is the first time that a finals week does not feature the 3 doyens of Indian cricket: Mahendra Singh Dhoni, Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma. None of the 3. None of the 3 in the last week.
That's great. And but it's also then somehow, think about it, it goes further than that. It's almost heralding a change of the guard.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's a
all on the
one.
other side of 35?
Yeah. Tell Nirav, it's a really good one.
That's a good one, isn't it? Well, none of them. But anyway, let's focus on the teams that are here and what they've done coming into this tournament. Now, the reason for the success for the Rajasthan Royals, and it's very clear to see that in the last few years, they've been very consistent. Well, I mean, Hyderabad's been consistent too, but I mean, 10, 8 and 10. They thankfully left that consistency behind. And their change that they've got, I've been saying that right from the beginning of the season, is that I thought that in terms of their succession plan, in terms of their management, there was just something which was not right. Like the last few years, there was too much chopping and changing. You saw what happened with, David Warner, etc. You thought, oh no, they've got another captain, another coach now. Well, the same thing happened again. And well, thankfully it hasn't for all the Hyderabad fans. It has gone like a dream. It's gone like a breeze this season with Pat Cummins.
And it's also the combination you get of coach and captain. And I think, we've talked about that a lot on this show, I think throughout the tournament. The fact that Daniel Vittori has worked so closely alongside Pat Cummins and the likes of Travis Head for the last few years under Andrew McDonald with the Australian group, I think that is what makes a big difference for this Hyderabad outfit. It just says to me that they've got a great relationship.
Yeah.
It's alleviated the issues around Markram having to play, and he hasn't played a lot.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
Playing today.
Back in today.
Yeah.
Breaking news, folks. Back in today.
We called it yesterday.
Yeah, we did. You got to get it. You know, it's a big player. You want to get your big players in for your big games.
Yeah.
And they have got him in. They've got the 4 planes there. Of course, Travis Head, Abhishek Sharma, Rahul Tripathi, who's been great in the last few games. Aidan Markram, Heinrich Klaasen, Nitish Reddy, Abdul Samad, Pat Cummins at 8. Let's just talk about their batting because they're going to be batting first. Cheese, that is a long, deep, effective, explosive, consistent batting attack.
Unadkat's not bad, but I mean, once they lose one at the top, you think Shabazz will come in
Yeah.
as well. So if Tripathi gets out,
Yeah.
Shabazz comes in,
Yeah.
And
and all of a sudden he bats.
Yeah.
He bats as well.
Yeah, they've been getting Sanveer, but that didn't work last time. First ball,
with the spin bowling option,
Yeah, Shabazz
I
will
think
give them the ball
Shabazz
as
comes
well.
in. So once Tripathi is out, it's almost like Shabazz can come in and bat.
That's exactly what they'll do.
There's more batters, and then he offers you that spin bowling option late in the piece as well. So
yeah, and in fact, poor Tripathi would not want to sit out the fielding effort, but after he kneed Klaasen last time,
and not need like the dough.
it just collided into him and made him drop the catch. Klaasen probably say, but but that's a solid batting attack. When we look at Rajasthan though in the last few years, do you think and we talk about this, right? It's the Hindi word we bring up all the time, which is mahol, right? Because there's obviously gun players in all teams. They're all professionals. They're all excellent players overseas, Indians. You don't play the IPL if you're a chump, right? You're all great players. But it's just about, and you know enough about this, Joy, having been a part of a team, is that it's just all got to flow. And it has to come from that, as Simon said, coach-captain combination, and with everyone buying into that vision.
Absolutely. And see, that's the advantage, which is why SRH got it so early, was because the top 3 players, their enforcers, their captain, their enforcer on the top of the order, Travis Head, and the Daniel Vettori have been together for a long time. So there was nothing new. That relationship is established. Had they walked in straight off and met each other for the first time, or just been professionally together for the first time, it would have taken a season. And exactly the same with Rajasthan. They've stuck with the core. They said, this is what we have. We think we have the elements of a championship side out here.
Yeah.
And what they've done beautifully in the last 2 or 3 auctions is just supplemented it a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, let me give you a little bit of a Keshav Maharaj out here,
Yeah.
Let me give you a little bit of a, Nandre Berger to come in and bowl a bit for you out here.
Yeah.
So they've added to this, but this core, they've said, we have faith in this core.
Yeah, like a trade, Avesh Khan traded into the team.
And they've got Padikkal, who they didn't need, they've got him out, they've got a bowler in.
There you go. That's a proper 11.
Sandeep Sharma, big call.
That's pretty much very close to the 11 playing today.
Exactly. You add in a Rodman Powell, like you say, a Nandre Berger, you and Sandeep Sharma back. There's just in and around that core group what they've done. And that's the one thing you notice, I think, with Rajasthan across the franchise world. They're very well thought out from an ownership point of view to a cricket management point of view. They've got a very young CFO in Jake Lush-McCrum. He's a young man, but he runs the whole sort of, or the CEO, he runs the thing very well. Manoj at the top, Ranjit Bhattacharjya. They've got a very good group in and around what they do, and they just get most things right.
Yeah.
And I think that's the key for them. That's why they've had constant success, because they keep a core of players who are, most importantly, just good men.
Yeah.
And that's what Kumar Sangakkara likes around him, is just good men who are prepared to fight for the cause, battle, listen, make sure that they are giving as much to the team as the team and the franchise are giving to them. And I think those are the core values of what I see in a Rajasthan outfit. And that's not just here, that's in their other franchises as well.
No divas, no superstars as well in that sense. I don't mean superstars, they're great players, but they're not divas. They don't expect to be treated differently and don't expect, special.
No one's coming with like an entourage of 5 people.
No.
Exactly.
None of that happens.
It makes a difference.
Yeah, it completely does. It looks like it. And they're, of course, translating that with results on the field in the last few years. And they have a chance to go into the final again this year. They did that 2 years ago. Narrowly missed last year. Let's look at the 11 that they have. They, of course, are bowling first. first today. So there'll be no surprises with their bowling unit. They haven't had too many surprises anyway in this tournament. They got an 11, they stuck with it. Of course, they've got Tom Kohler-Cadmore at the top because Joss Butler is sitting out rained out games for England in England. No, he's not playing, he's sitting.
Michael Vaughan was...
Under the umbrella.
Michael Vaughan was absolutely... He says, why are they taking them back there?
That's right.
And they're going to go and play in the West Indies, where conditions are going to be far closer to India. They're going to play in pressure conditions in India, which is fantastic before a big tournament like the World Cup. Why have you taken them back there?
If your captain doesn't show up, though, I'm sorry, it's just not. You know, like if it was one or two of the players that were going to play in the tournament, and they said, "Listen, you know, you're getting as good a cricket as you would here. We'll leave you there." But if the captain doesn't show,
Captain's got to show.
I just think that makes for poor reading. I can understand if a Livingston, if Punjab made the playoffs, or Sam Curran, if they made I could understand that.
Phil Salt, perhaps.
Yeah, Phil Salt to an extent. I could understand Phil Salt staying because he's playing as good, if not better, cricket in similar type conditions.
Yeah.
But for the skipper, I just think that would be just a bridge too far for mine.
So we go half then, all right?
Yeah.
We go half. We go, captain can go back, but maybe Phil Salt, maybe Will Jacks did the other day.
Yeah,
could have had that. But yeah, with their bowling team, of course, no surprises there at all, Joy, and you wouldn't get them from Rajasthan. This is a very, very good bowling attack, very settled bowling attack.
It's a very settled, solid bowling. Can we have another look at it? Because I was just thinking, who have we left?
Hetmeyer.
Hetmeyer, they've left out.
Yeah. Hetmeyer,
3 planes.
He just hasn't fielded the last few games.
But
shimmers.
But this is their standard Rajasthan tactic. They just play with 3 and then...
They started the tournament like this, didn't they? Remember they started the tournament with 3 overseas.
Yeah, but Shimron instead of Powell.
And
Powell would be padded up and strolling up and down, pacing
but
up
they
and down.
always named only 3 overseas in their starting lineup at the start of the tournament. We were like, okay, maybe they've got it figured out this year. And they did. They were the one team that we talked about last year and even the year before, that the impact player, when it came in last year, was going to have the biggest difference on this particular team because they had
a 6 and 5.
They had, they didn't have that extra one that they needed.
Yeah.
And it has made a bit of a difference.
Correct. They didn't have that gun all round.
Well, Riyan Parag was doing some bowling for them.
But he wasn't doing any batting.
Exactly. Now he's doing a whole heap of batting.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he's got almost as many runs in this season as he's got in the last 5 put together. That's right. That's why when, Joy, I know that you've got trolled plenty with Riyan Parag, but I just keep telling people that was not Joy's opinion. That was cold, hard facts.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He was not getting runs.
He was not getting runs. He was not getting wickets. He was not getting that much with the ball.
But
so that's
good to see him get runs this season.
Absolutely. And not only that, they played him at 4. And I think that was the big change that they did. They decided that they're going to bring him, they're going to play him at 4. What do? They release Devdutt Padikkal.
Yeah.
That's also a show of confidence. I don't want you. You're my man. You're going to bat at 4. You're going to get 5 matches to bat at 4.
Yeah.
And he's done that. And the crazy thing is the number of runs he scored batting at 4. To get 500 runs batting at 4 is not easy.
Yep.
Because you're coming in much later. So guys have done it. A.B. de Villiers has done it. Surya Kumar Yadav have done it.
Yep.
See that list. The kind of players who need to get that kind of runs. So
it's a good list to be on.
It's a terrific list to be on.
Yeah.
And right, almost near the top of it. And he could go on the top of it. All he needs is 12 runs and then he's going to be top of that list.
And it's coming off the back of a very, very good domestic season. We know that. He's got a solid place in the team. He is now, my biggest criticism of Riyan Parag was always around, he was walking around like a player who had 10,000 runs, acting like a player who had 10,000 runs. He was showboating.
Yeah.
He was just that kind of guy. I think he's matured enormously. He's growing up. And every time I've talked to anyone in that Rajasthan franchise, they've had faith. They have always had faith in this man. They've said, there is something about him. We are seeing it. And I'm really pleased for him. Yes, you prove a few people wrong. You probably have a few words back to people like us who have not been overly kind. But we've not been overly kind for due reason.
Fact. He
He has walked around like a bloke who had 10,000 runs and thought he was, everything he could possibly be. This year, I haven't seen that from him.
Yeah, there's no
There's
no
none of
dance.
that bravado. There's
I've seen no dance from him this time.
First time. And I love that. You are entitled to improve. Yeah. You're entitled to mature. And he's now doing his talking with the bat. He is not far away, I can tell you. After this T20 World Cup, he's not far away from that Indian shirt.
I want to tell you one more thing. And if you look at his age versus his contemporaries, basically the under-19 team that he played on, that's the same team that, Prithvi, Shubman, all of them. he was 2 years younger than everybody else in that team. So the two things I think we've got to look at, and looking at it now, you say that he's also 2 years when you're 17 and 19, maturity levels are very different.
Massive.
So I think his maturity level is now caught up. And yeah, he's a genuine prospect.
Well, this is the thing that previous seasons he was showboating. This year he's just stopped at the show. That's right. I'm just going to show you the show, no boats, right? Just the show. Quickly show you the impact subs for Rajasthan as well, and see who they'd bring in. It's like they have the options again. They have Nandre Berger, they have Shimron Hetmeyer. I mean, it's a good one. They will get Shimron Hetmeyer, of course, because they're batting second.
Exactly. Unless they go for 105 overs and they need to get a bowler, it's unlikely.
I doubt, because they like bowling Berger up front anyway. So, and
also one interesting thing, they also definitely believe what the pitch is about, that it's not helping spin. Otherwise, you would have seen Keshav Maharaj there.
Okay, great point.
So Keshav Maharaj not being there means they also think this is not going to turn.
And I think, any time after 8 for a burger is a bit late.
Ah, nice.
Oh, well played. Well played.
After 8, because after 8 it's a chocolate anyway.
Correct.
So there you go. It's a joke on a joke on a joke. What's going on, man? What's going on here? Well, I'll tell you what's not a joke. It's your fantasy teams. Yeah, I know. You're pretty serious about them. You've seen both the 11s. So if you need a little bit of advice, you can go on Cricbuzz Plus to Fantasy Handbook. That, of course, has a lot of expert advice on how to pick your team. So do that. So go get all the cool advice. When we're talking about cool advice, let's just jump into our coolest advice, powered by Crompton Air Coolers, #JaldiCooling. This time this is for Sanju Samson, because Sanju Samson, there's a bit of a dichotomy for him today. His heart is a little torn. Doesn't know if he's coming or going. I'll tell you why. Because he loves scoring runs against this opposition. He loves scoring runs against Hyderabad, but doesn't like scoring runs in Chennai. So he doesn't know. What's he going to do? What's he going to do?
Well, I have one piece of solid advice for him.
Yeah.
Firstly, tell him this is not the Chepauk. Because going by whatever everyone is saying, this is pitch number 7. This pitch has not been used. It's dropped out in the middle of nowhere. So no matter what your record is, it's not great out here with 31 and bad strike rate of 103. But this is a different pitch. This is a totally different pitch. This is a great opportunity. It's a totally different pitch. And the only thing he'll say is that if a spinner comes on, watch him for a couple of balls before you decide to jump out at him. That's it.
He'll also be pretty disappointed in kind of what he did in the eliminators. Team won, but that was very unlike him. He's been so responsible this season to just jump out when not
It's the
required.
first time he's been out to spin this season.
Yeah.
And it was, it's one that he would not want to watch. It was an awful shot. For a high-quality, high-class player, he'll look back and he'll go, well, what was I doing? He had a moment of madness. But that's the first time he's been out to spin all season. So he's had a good run of it. Again, he's up against a side that doesn't have a great spin bowling attack. So it's not a side that should worry him. He loves the pace on the ball. I think it's been a better second half. Remember the old Sanju Samson was always 3 or 4 games, 80, 100, 70, 50, and then fall away. And then he'd just slide down the mountain. It's been a better second half for him. I know he's only had 180 in his last 4 innings. So in his last 5
innings, there's 1-0, 3 teens, and 186.
And an 86. So, it's been slightly better than we've seen. But he's got to lead. He's got to lead this side now. I mean, what they have missed Josh Buttler, although Buttler didn't have his best season, they certainly have missed him. So Sanju Samson's job is to really lead from the front with the bat in this chase.
This is, with Butler, 2 centuries this season? That's with him is
won a ridiculous match against Kolkata, literally on his own. But that's a average season.
And that's from what Josh Butler has given us the last few years. 2 centuries is like, I don't know. There's not enough salt in this meal. But I'm going to ask you a question. With what he's done in the last 8 weeks in this IPL, would he be your first choice keeper ahead of Rishabh Pant in India shirt?
Absolutely not.
Nice. Geez. You got me there, man. You got me good.
I know.
That was a good pause. He said no.
No, I'm sorry, but Rishabh's still there.
It's okay. Don't apologize. That's fine.
Right. Yep.
None of us are involved.
I still want him to bat 3, though.
Yeah.
I still want him to bat 3.
Okay.
You want both of them, right?
I want Rishabh to bat 3.
Oh, you want Rishabh?
I want Rishabh at 3 and Sky at 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's thinking of Rohit and Virat opening.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's
So
good
then
as
you
well.
have a left-hander at 3. That's what he's going for.
Well, there's 2 winners that we have. Your advice that comes in, we get that in as well, and you get cool gift hampers from Crompton. These are what they are. Vinay Kalra says that Ashwin's performance will decide the result for Rajasthan today. Sanju should bring Ashwin early on to take the wickets of Abhishek and head. All right. 2 destructive left-handers up front, and Ashwin would love that challenge, of course. Markram is good at Chennai, and he must bat at 3, and he can take wickets if he bowls in the power play. All right. I'm just saying, Ashwin bowling in the power play, I understand. Markram bowling in the power play,
Markram wouldn't be the
bit of a
happiest.
stretch. Bit of a stretch.
He has done it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, got
Against Yashasvi.
against one left-hander. TKC will have a field day against someone like Markram if it's not turning.
Yeah, but the first one we agree
The
unanimously.
first one we...
And also they called.
I don't mind that
He
at
wouldn't
all.
have known Markram not playing. So I mean, Markram playing is a good call from them as well.
Yeah, okay, so there you go. We'll give you that. But anyway, you're getting the gift hampers anyway because you're the winners. So
I
these were our two winners.
like Sandeep up against the lefties though. I just think that bit of pace off, bit of that, and Bolt swinging it away. You know, they've got to go up early with those.
But also remember one thing. The reason he said Ashwin is 2011 finals. Okay, who's the most destructive player of that tournament? Chris Gale.
Yeah.
Ashwin takes the ball in this Chepauk pitch in the first 6 in the finals and gets Gale stumped. Changes the game. So that's why this whole Ashwin up front, that's the story starts. Because he took down Chris Gale, and perhaps if you look at this tournament, I mean, Travis Head is the Gale of this tournament, the feared batsman of the tournament.
Fair enough. So that is good advice indeed. And you, of course, are our winners. You can send in your advice as well. This was our coolest advice powered by Crompton Air Coolers, #Jaldi Cooling. All right. Of course, the destructive opening partnership of Hyderabad is going to be batting first. No pressure. Right. But the last 2 games, Head, of course, on the back of 2 eggs. He's not going to want a 3-egg omelette. He doesn't like those. Right. So he's going to want to get a score today. But he again, for the 3rd time in a row, is up against a left-arm pacer. A 3-peat? Rajasthan fans are hoping for that.
Yeah, they are. Look, Bolt, he's just been superb. He really has. I go back to the time when Mumbai let him go, and they've always been the sort of flavour of the month purchaser, Mumbai, and they went all out, just got rid of everyone to buy Jofra Archer. And getting rid of Trent Bolt. I mean, Bumrah-Bolt combination.
Yeah.
Just superb. And you look at his last few years, in the power play, he hasn't gone at more than 7 economy in the power play. He's always taking wickets. He's just superb. He really is. So, you want a player like that in your team all day, every day, and twice on
Sundays.
Fridays today, isn't it?
Friday.
Yeah.
And Rajasthan fans were hoping you said Sunday as well.
Well, Sunday. Sunday will come.
But it's so interesting because the thing is that that Trent Bolt shapes the ball away from the left-handers, right? But today, he will not want to do that, especially to Travis Head. He will be like, no swing, I just want to bowl it straight because that's been kind of Travis's Achilles heel.
Yeah, absolutely. But also, I think the way Travis, if you look at it, Michael said something very interesting the other day. And he said, today for once, he should just say, Abhishek Sharma, take strike. Take strike of Trent Bolt of the first over. Just change things around. It's not cowardice. There's a very fine line between it. Yeah. Just get your head settled in.
And get one. Just get one first.
And not only that, from the other hand, just watch how the ball's coming out of the hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a method to that. Don't mind it at all.
So that's one thing. The other, because the thing about it is these two, when they're on, their team wins. I mean, you see their record in wins versus losses. And there's a huge difference. Look at that.
Yep.
504 runs, average of 84, strike rate of 14.6. And they kill it.
These are opening partnerships, right?
Yeah.
When you look at these opening partnerships, you're thinking that they're giving them that much pretty much in the power play.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's a destructive power play.
That's run rate.
You get 75, 80 in a power play.
Yeah, run
that's
rate
it. You've got the opposition back to the wall already.
Yeah, you have. And when they don't score runs, it's almost like they both don't score runs.
Yeah.
And the opposition feel like they can put them under pressure. That's the key for them. And it doesn't have to be a blistering start, but you know that they're going to play their shots, and it probably will be anyway if they get going.
And today they'll be more confident, sorry to interrupt, more confident because they've bolstered the batting. They've got a guy like Markram saying, if we do have 2 early wickets go, we know he can just...
But from a Rajasthan point of view, when they fail, the team fails.
Yeah.
In general terms, when that opening combination fails, the team fails, and they get put under pressure. So that'll be, what Rajasthan are looking for, a couple of wickets in that power play, and all of a sudden Sunrisers start to just go, oh.
You see them change their style today?
No, I don't. I mean, from a coaching point of view, you don't want to be saying we've got to play a little bit more conservatively because it's a knockout game. You don't want that. You want your players to just go out and do what's got us here and what has been successful.
I just want to quote you something with the Spartan women used to tell their men when they went to battle.
We've gone to 300.
Yeah, 2,000 years back actually. So the Spartan women used to say, see their shield and say, with it or on it. That means either you come back with your shield in your hand, which means you haven't run, you've won, or you're on it and you've lost the battle and come.
You've lost the battle.
That's how Sunrisers play their cricket. They will go there. It's either with it or on it. They'll come back, they'll lose, but with it or on it.
That's like 2,000 years ago, equivalent of go big or go home.
Yeah, absolutely.
Live
but that's a more brutal go home.
By the sword. That's what they've been doing. All right. Well, here's a question that kind of gets me dead every time, the joy factor question. I have not been able to put my shield up and win against this, ever. Here it comes.
Which cricketer's nickname is actually derived from his father's nickname and sounds as if it's an emergency?
I'll tell you, SOS. I'm just...
You're just throwing it out there?
I'm just talking crop as usual. I don't know what I'm talking about. Any guesses?
It's not from 3,000 years ago.
That's a good guess. Wisden, 2000 BC. Let me check up the records.
Yeah. That's right. Were they playing back then?
Yeah, I know this one. I got it straight away.
Oh!
Yeah, I got it straight. As soon as they asked me the question in the green room. How long did it take me, Joy?
About 11 seconds, less than that.
Have you played with this person?
Can't say.
He can neither confirm nor deny those rumours.
Okay. Hyderabad batting first in Chennai. We've got to do our score guesses because this is the reason why we come here. There's no other reason.
Come on. We have to give you an open place. You start.
I'm going first.
Because then you decide. No? Because we can't have you...
This is the problem with Hyderabad batting first,
Yeah.
They're either like 160 or 240. Like there's just no... But I think I'm going to go in the middle today. Jeez, I'm in pain, 193.
Wow, 193. High or low, Joy? What do you want?
I'm going high.
You're going higher? Okay, I'll go lower then. I'll go 189.
Well, come sit in my lap.
I did.
It's just,
Did I say 189?
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I'm 193.
Okay. I'll go a bit lower then.
Yeah.
187.
Oh, thanks.
I was thinking,
So much wiggle room. I'm doing the Riyan Parag dance.
what do I need to do? 194?
Basically, yeah, box me in.
2008.
2008?
208. 2008 was a
Been
great year
talking
for the IPL. Start of the
Great year.
IPL.
Oh, dear. 2008? Okay. All right.
It's like, I know that Head and Abhishek are batting well, but
You said you wanted wiggle room.
yeah, well, that's crazy. I can move my whole family into that space. That's amazing. All right. Those are our score guesses. We're going to see you at the end of the 10th over with Cricbuzz Combox. So do join us then. We're, of course, here with you all day today on Cricbuzz Live. Thank you so much for watching. From Simon, Joy and me, Gaurav, it is goodbye. See you in a bit.
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವವರೆಗೆ
Hyderabad Rajasthan Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন। कृपया ध्यान दें